which is a really cool way of saying I'm unemployed. I used to work for a funeral home, but that's a dead business. My dream job is to make TV shows, and I came up with a couple. One is about a group of rednecks who moved to Pittsburgh and converted to Judaism, called the Squirrel Hillbillies. And the other one is about Nazis from outer space, called Third Reich from the Sun. I also want to have my own dating show that stars me. Because everybody's like, there's Shot of Love, Rock of Love, Flavor of Love, Double Shot of Love. I want to make my own called Receding Hairline of Love. And all the proceeds go to my charity, Hair Strands of Hope. A lot of people use baseball terminology for sex, but I don't like baseball. I'm a hockey fan, and I think hockey terminology is a lot better. For example, when I have sex with a girl, it's called power play, because the advantages are really one-sided and last about 2 minutes. I wish that I were a professional poker player, so whenever I have sex, I can say, I'm going all in. Why is it that whenever gingerbread men make gingerbread houses, nobody says anything? But as soon as I propose my idea of making my house out of human flesh, I'm considered insane. I think it's because human flesh isn't a good insulator. There are a lot of things that I wonder about in life, like who we are and why we're here, and is there a God, and who put the bop in the bop-she-bop-she-bop. I think I have who put the ram in the ram lamb and ding dong figured out, but I'm not sure yet. A lot of girls think that I'm a gentleman because I open the car door for them, when in reality I'm just a jerk with dyslexia. I've had a checkup recently, and the doctor does the same thing that he always does. He cut my balls and stuck his finger up my ass and sent me on my way. And I just found out recently that most dentists don't do that, which must be why I'm paying him the big bucks. A lot of people ask me who I vote for, and I don't like to say it because I think that voting is a very private matter, and my vote for Barack Obama should be kept to myself. A lot of people ask me why I voted for Barack Obama, and I say something that I'm sure you've all heard, that he doesn't want there to be red states or blue states, but the United States. Well, if you mix red and blue, you get purple. And with the purple nation, the mentality of once you go black, you never go back, there's only one next logical step for president: Prince. He'll swear into office on his unreleased black album, formerly known as the Funk Bible, and give the State of the Union through an hour-long guitar solo, which I think we all need after the past 8 years the State of the Union addresses. But after our last president, I just want somebody who's smart, somebody like Stephen Hawking. I think Stephen Hawking makes a good president. Until somebody brought to my attention that Stephen Hawking's from England, which I thought is weird because he doesn't have an accent in the slightest bit. I found out that a few years ago, Stephen Hawking rewrote his book, A Brief History in Time, and called it A Briefer History in Time, which to me just means that you wrote a really lazy version of your first book. Like, next he's going to write The Briefest History of Time. It's just going to say a bunch of shit happened. Or a book called I Was Completely Wrong, and it's just a recopy of the book of Genesis. God made everything. Okay. I like Laffy Taffy. It's my favorite candy. It is. My favorite thing about Laffy Taffy are the jokes, obviously. How I get my material. Apparently they talk about pedophilia and a lot of Laffy Taffy jokes. But when I was younger, I loved the jokes. Now they're just stupid. Like there was one that said, "What do you call Minnesota when it's snowing?" Minnesota. And I was like, that's stupid. That doesn't help the kid at all. That hurts him when he comes to geography class. He might actually believe that crap. Should be, what do you call Minnesota when it's snowing? You still call it Minnesota. You don't change the name of the state because of the weather conditions, you stupid kid. So I wrote all my own Laffy Taffy jokes to submit that would help the kids who have troubles in life. And I'd like to share this with you. Why did mommy and daddy get divorced? Because they don't love you anymore. Why didn't you get that expensive present you wanted for Christmas? Because Santa's not real. Will your dog go to heaven with it and die? Yeah, there's no response to that. But no, God isn't real either. Oh, pedophile jokes are okay, but as soon as I mention God, no, anything but that. What do you get when you cross a single delivery man and a married woman? You. Where do babies come from? A magical potion made by mixing Smirnoff Ice and Rohypnol. Why does mommy cry at night? Because you're an accident and daddy takes it out on her. I'm a bad person. I'm going to hell. Yeah. It's good to see all of you. There's a big crowd. I like seeing all of you. Except for that guy. I don't want to see him. I don't know. He just looks like somebody who disagrees with everybody about everything. Am I right? Yeah. Yeah. Apparently I was wrong. He disagreed with me. I'm bad at judging people. The one thing I hate about being a stand-up comedian is whenever people pitch me jokes to use. Because, like, it's the only job where that's, like, valid. Like, not once did I go, like, oh, are you a farmer? Oh, okay. I have some corn. Maybe you can sell this corn. I know you spend a lot of time and hard work growing your own corn, but I think my corn's better, so you should use it. I can do it with every profession. What do you do? Disagreeer.
I cook.
You cook? I have some corn. A while ago, somebody stole one of my jokes, and I thought it'd be, if it's alright, I want to get back to him by using one of his jokes. So is that okay?
Yeah.
Whenever I see a black person walking down the street with a watermelon in his hand, I kick him in the balls because I'm black and I hate my own stereotypes. For some reason that joke doesn't work when I do it. I don't know why. Easter's my favorite holiday. It makes me very glad that Jesus died for my sins, because otherwise we would never have the Cadbury egg. A lot of people ask me what I want to happen to my body when I die. If I want to be buried or cremated or stuffed or whatever. And I say, I don't care what you do to my body, but when I do die, just leave me alone, lock the door, let me be for a few days. And when they ask me why, I say, if I turn out to be Jesus, I really don't want to screw that one up. Thank you. My name is Sean Rush. You guys